Today I'm here at Warwick Machine Tools to talk with Richard about the black arts of wire EDM machining. So Richard, we are stood in front of the Excetek V400G. What can you tell me about this machine?
Okay, so this is the entry-level machine from Excetek. This machine has an X travel of 400mm, a Y travel of 300mm, and a throat height in the Z of 220. So you can put a very large part in excess of 700mm wide, 500mm deep, and just slightly over 200mm in height to a maximum payload of 500 kilos.
So this is a wire EDM?
Yes.
What is a wire EDM?
Okay, so a lot of people ask that question, and what it does, there's an electrical current passed through the wire, and it essentially burns a path followed by from the CNC control through a workpiece to form a shape, a hole, a pocket, or any sort of geometry you require.
So what is the advantages of a machine shop having a machine like this?
Okay, so a lot of people ask that question, and it's a regular occurrence to ourselves. Once you have a wire EDM machine, you will learn that you can create keyways, you can create slots, very simple things that may take you quite a long time. You can set up in very small amounts of time, you can run overnight, it's unmanned machining, so the versatility of these machines is huge.
So on a machine like this running through the night, is that because you've got longer run times?
Yes, you can have longer run times, and not only that, if you've got multiple parts on there, you can set up several datums, you can datum shift, and you can run several jobs overnight. Simply coming in the morning and just detagging them, that means taking the debris or the slug away, and then you have finished parts ready.
And can I only do one part at a time?
No, you can gang programs together, you can do subroutines, and you can machine several different apertures, different styles, even totally different heights within this machine.
And can I only do one of the same part, or can you stack them?
You can stack them. We have customers out there that do laminates. They cut stainless steel parts that are 2mm thick, and they've created fixtures to hold 20 parts in succession. Each individual pass gives them a 20-part payload.
And is there much of an increase in run time if I'm stacking parts?
There is a break-even point, but something that thin where you will go to round about 20, 30, maybe even 50mm, and there'll be very little time change.
And what are some of the advantages of this machine?
Okay, so we have a very reliable auto wire threading system. Okay, during the process, this machine will actually feed fully submerged. So if there is some debris within the cutting process that causes a wire break, it will look after itself. E.g., it will where the breakage has occurred, it will try and refeed. If it's not successful, it will go back to the start point, refeed itself, trace back round to where the breakage occurred, and then continue to machine.
And I'm guessing that's great when you're running overnight, because
yes,
sometimes on other machines tools break and that's it, machine stop. But if it's going to feed itself,
yeah,
you can carry on running through the night.
Yeah, of course. And we also have the scenario, sometimes you forget to put a start hole in a certain place. So you can tell the machine control, if it fails to feed several times in a position, it will automatically jump to the next position, so you don't lose downtime overnight running.
Oh, that's great. And I'm really interested in the control. So what are some of the good features about the control of this machine?
Okay, well let me talk you through some of the simple setup features that I can show you. Down the right hand side here we have the function keys, and across the bottom of the screen we have the sub-function keys. So setting up straightforward.
What's it like to set a datum?
Okay, so we go into the manual screen and we have a generic functions edge, centre and slot here. We also have a really nice function on the machine. What we can do, if you put something like a die or something cylindrical on there and you can't actually mount it and find all the way around the outer perimeter of the part, you can select 3 points and it will automatically find the centre, simply setting a datum.
So on that, what happens if I put a part on that isn't clocked up?
Okay, so again we have a function for that, so you can put it on. Many of our customers run out of travel. They get to the 400mm and they say, oh, I need 402. So what we do, we tell them to put it on slightly skew width. Don't worry about clocking or using a sign bar. We have a function called axis rotation. Simply touch one part, second part. When you enable it, the axis rotates. It will show the X moving, but theoretically the X and Y are moving on the machine.
And obviously, after you've probed your job up, what's it like to program the machine?
Okay, so moving down the fast path keys, standard ISO coding, we can take FANUC, we can take Mitsubishi controlled programs. You can program very simply online with standard ISO code. And then when you've actually created your program, we can simply graphic simulate it.
My last question is taper cutting.
Okay, so we do have a range of taper cutting on the machine. What we have on the auxiliary page here, we have taper information. You have simple functions, you put them in, or you can program it via NC control as well. So the program contains the taper information.
So you can do a lot of programming offline?
Yes, you can. Most people these days with large profiles and very intricate profiles do program offline. However, we can simply program on board using standard ISO as well.
Richard, this seems like such a great machine for the sector.
Yes, it is. It's so versatile, very easy to use, and it's great value as well.